Imagine walking into a luxury car dealership, ready to purchase the car of your dreams, only to be met with humiliation and rejection. What unfolds next reveals hidden prejudices and sets the stage for an unexpected confrontation. It was a warm Saturday morning in Charleston, South Carolina. The city buzzed with weekend energy as Malik Giles, a 38-year-old entrepreneur, pulled into the parking lot of Coastal Luxury Motors. His sleek Tesla glided smoothly into a spot, reflecting the confidence and success he had worked tirelessly to achieve over the years. Malik's excitement was palpable. This wasn't just about buying a car. It was about celebrating his journey, his discipline, and the sacrifices he had made to get here. The car he had his eye on symbolized so much more than transportation. It was a trophy for his perseverance. As his gaze landed on a gleaming jet-black Jaguar F-Type parked under the morning sun, his heart quickened. The car was everything he'd imagined: sleek, powerful, and luxurious. Dressed in a navy blazer and tailored slacks, Malik stepped out of his car, adjusted his tie, and headed toward the glass doors of the dealership. The faint scent of new leather greeted him as he entered, and the soft hum of conversations filled the air. Heads turned as he walked in, his commanding presence catching the attention of customers and staff alike. Sandra, the manager, approached him with a polished smile that didn't quite reach her eyes. Her name tag gleamed under the showroom lights as she took a quick, scrutinizing look at him. "Good morning," Malik said warmly, his voice steady. "I'm interested in the Jaguar F-Type outside. Could I speak to someone about the pricing?" Sandra tilted her head slightly, her smile frozen but her tone laced with condescension. "That model starts at $80,000. Are you sure you're ready for something in that range?" Malik blinked, taken aback by her words. For a moment, he wondered if he'd misheard her. But her tone was unmistakable. A knot of frustration began to form in his chest, but he forced himself to remain calm. "Yes," he replied, his voice firm yet polite. "I'm aware of the pricing. I'd like to start the process if that's all right." Sandra hesitated, her skeptical gaze lingering on him. "Let me check if it's still available," she said, her words dripping with insincerity. She picked up the phone and pretended to make a call, her eyes darting toward the Jaguar parked outside. Malik's excitement started to fade, replaced by a gnawing unease. The air around him felt heavier now, the once welcoming atmosphere turning cold and uninviting. After several long minutes, Sandra returned with a thin smile. "We don't want to waste your time or ours," she said smoothly. "This is a high-end dealership with certain protocols." Her words were like a slap to Malik's face. He straightened his posture, steadying himself before responding. "Protocols? I don't understand. I'm here to buy a car, just like any other customer." Sandra leaned in slightly, her voice lowering but her words cutting deeper. "Perhaps a mid-range dealership would better suit your needs." A ripple of murmurs spread through the showroom. Customers began to turn their attention to the tense exchange, their curiosity piqued. Malik felt his chest tighten, his frustration now joined by a sense of indignation. He had worked too hard to be dismissed so casually, so unfairly. A young salesman named Ethan, dressed in a gray polo, hesitated before stepping forward. Sandra," he began nervously, "I can help him. We don't usually turn customers away, do we?" Sandra's glare was sharp enough to silence him. "Ethan, this isn't your call. I'm following protocol," she snapped. Malik raised a hand to stop Ethan from saying more. "Thank you," he said, his tone calm but resolute. "But I'd like to speak to someone else if I'm being refused service." Sandra smirked, her confidence unshaken. "Escalate to who?" she asked with a laugh. "This isn't a discrimination case. Good luck proving that." Before Malik could respond, a commanding voice cut through the tension. "Excuse me," it said firmly. The room fell silent as a man in a tailored suit approached. His silver-streaked hair and air of authority demanded attention. "I'm Tony Busby, an attorney," he said, his piercing gaze fixed on Sandra. "And I'd like to know why this gentleman is being denied service." Sandra's composure faltered. "This is a private matter," she stammered, her voice losing its edge. Tony ignored her, turning to Malik. "Would you mind explaining what happened?" he asked, his voice calm but serious. Malik recounted the events, his tone steady despite the frustration simmering beneath the surface. As he spoke, the room grew quieter, the gravity of his words sinking in. Tony's expression darkened, and when Malik finished, the attorney turned back to Sandra. "Refusing service without cause isn't just unethical," Tony said coldly. "It's illegal." Sandra's confidence crumbled as whispers spread among the customers. A woman stepped forward, her voice trembling with anger. "I've been coming here for years," she said, "and I've never seen anyone treated like this." Other voices chimed in, recounting their own experiences of biased treatment. The murmurs grew louder, exposing a troubling pattern. Ethan, the young salesman, stepped up again, his voice shaking. "I've worked here for 3 years," he said, "and I've seen it happen too many times. It's not right." Douglas Harper, the general manager, emerged from his office, his face pale as he took in the scene. But it was too late. The truth was out, and the damage was done. Malik took a deep breath, addressing the growing crowd. "This isn't just about me," he said, his voice steady and clear. "It's about dignity and respect. If we let moments like this slide, nothing will change." Tony nodded in agreement. "This needs systemic change," he added. "Words are a start, but actions speak louder." Douglas reluctantly agreed to review dealership policies and retrain staff. As the crowd began to disperse, the message remained clear. This wasn't just about a car, it was about challenging a culture of discrimination. And so, what began as a moment of humiliation became a catalyst for change, proving that standing up for what's right can inspire transformation.